because that is their only plan to survive the early game aggression that Nigma will be bringing out.
Yeah, it's one of those games, and of course, you know, even if the Huskar doesn't absolutely carry this game, it's still going to make so much space for Yuma. So yeah, these lanes have to go pretty well for Ivy, but they are starting things off on the aggressive foot as they go up the high ground. The smoke gets popped and a pause comes out, which is unfortunate timing for Ivy. Has to be said, they won't be catching anyone off, but it doesn't really look that we're going to be able to catch anybody here, regardless.
Get good.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about the stuns of Ivy, it's not as if there's some point and click stun they're going to miss now because of the pause.
Yeah, it's just Fortune's
Unless...
End, maybe into Arrow.
Right, question. Do you think that the 3 heroes behind Oracle Jug will now maybe move south away from this high ground? Because the smoke broke, and they'll try and disguise the fact that maybe it was only 2 heroes smoked. And in the pause, they'll be able to big brain this incredible wraparound, killing off Kuroki, who actually did the pause.
Yeah.
No. Okay, they're just going to walk up high ground.
No, they're just going to run at them. Charge! Oh, now revealed on that Observer Ward, and Ivy, you're left empty-handed, unfortunately.
JM does have the Sentry available, so should just be able to deward this.
Otika's takes over the Warden right there. Immediately gets taken away from them. Alrighty, bye.
Nice deward.
Yep, good call from them. And that's going to be probably no kills going here. I imagine Kuro and GH just go up to the other side of the map. Yeah. Oh, it's mind control, actually, on the Timbersaw.
Would be wild. It was just GH playing Timbersaw.
Yeah, not this version. They must seem very kind of on the rails for this. You know, they got 2 new players. They don't want to get crazy just yet. And
the pause. Come on, guys. What's happening?
Well, you know, T, it's been a very quick day so far here for the Western European.
I need reason. Come on. Normally at this point it's like reason question mark. You know, I want. Come on. Where's the? Give me some spice. Come on,
yeah.
Moonlight. What's happening?
Talking to Moonlight, by the way, have you seen his webcam? He's staying on brand. Yeah. We can say that much.
Which let's have it. We'll click it.
There you go.
Oh God, yeah. I'm guessing that's his phone setup, you know? He's like, yo, boss, turn your webcam on. You got a game in 2 minutes. He just picks up his phone, throws it down. It's like, yep, it's landed here. Off we go. We're good to go.
So dark.
Isn't it painful to play in the dark, though? Like,
I've never enjoyed it, but then I know quite a few people that do play in the dark, so...
I guess it depends on how bright your monitor is. Because if your monitor is already, let's say, like 50% brightness, and then you're playing in the dark, it can maybe be quite soft to look at. But if it's like 100% brightness... and then you get, you know, flashbanged. We're not playing CSGO, but, you know, that's available in Dota. Like,
that Magnus RP with the Immortal, pretty much a flashbang.
There we go. It's pretty much into a flashbang.
All right, blocks, important.
Lane starts, yep.
Ooh, Mikey, the boy wonder, impressing everyone. Oh, and it doesn't stop here. Does it like, they both blocked. Okay.
It's as if they didn't need to, because they just equally match each other. Very good job.
Everyone just agree not to bother, you know? Just all mid laners just have an agreement. Let's just stop blocking, you know? Just waste our time, okay? Have to think about it for ages. Let's just, you know, have a cookie or something and not bother blocking.
Yeah, it might be patched out one day, but then it'll ruin mid lane and everyone will cry, so I also expect that never to happen. But in regards to this mid lane, of course, Huskar was picked into Void Spirit. There are scenarios where Void Spirit are able to CS a little bit better in the level 1 to 2, especially if Huskar goes for the inner fire first. But because he went for the burning spears, he's actually able to muscle up and prevent that scenario occurring. So yeah, Mikey, doing a good stuff.
Yeah, well, he's actually got a blood grenade. Oh my god, is that gonna kill him? Oh, that was yeah. A little bit on the edge there. I was not expecting the blood grenade, but of course, Moonlight probably clicks inventories, unlike me. So
this is the point where this Huskar pick, and this is the exact reason why. Like any Storm Spirit, Ember Spirit like this, always even farm. It's a battle of the runes. So for Moonlight, it is about damage control. Try and get as much XP as you can. Never put yourself in a position where you have to walk back to base. You need to soak as much as possible, and then from that point, you can look to kind of break the game at level 6, because Huskar, when he hits 6, he's not TPing, making moves, but Moonlight can.
Yeah.
So Ivy, they just need to make sure this is not too much of a train wreck in the mid lane.
Yeah, you got to like mentally reframe yourself when you're playing against Huskar in mid. You got to stop being like, right, how can I win this mid lane? To like, right, how can I survive this mid lane? And then rather than being like, oh, I killed him, hell yeah, you got to be like, oh, I survived like 50 burning spears on my face, hell yeah. It's tough, but you know, you can do it. And meanwhile, Jim Vincento up in the top lane could be in a bit of trouble. Throws down the Fortune's End to try and get himself away, but it's not going to be enough. GH kills him regardless, and that's going to be your first blood going the way of the Pugner.
Oh, difficult start to the lane. Ivy aren't not really able to connect the spells in conjunction. They're not utilizing the Oracle plus the Jug. It was two kind of separate engagements. Jug going on the Timber Sword and Oracle, you know, playing around with GH on the side. So not the best start you want to see from the safe lane. Maybe when they hit level 3 in the Jug, that could change.
Yeah.
But so far, Nigma happy in the laning phase. You can see all their cores thriving with both denies and CS. Not doing too shabby.
And usually you'd be like, oh, well, you know, at least the lane's going to shove in and maybe reset for us. But you're playing against a Timber Sword who's level 2. He's got himself a point of reactive armor, so he can just kind of hold off and be pretty happy to maintain creep equilibrium by tanking a lot of it himself.
This top lane is so rough. Like, look how many creeps are in front of mind control. And then look at GH. He wanders over to JM. Actually, isn't there in time to stop the small camp pool?
Oh,
I was going to say,
okay.
if he was able to stop this pool plus the lanes in front of Timbersaw, then you could argue this top lane's over for Ivy because there's no play to make. But allowing Jim to actually stack up the small camp is pretty important.
He's in trouble now as well. The spins on top of him. He's just going to straight up die. Big misplay there from GH as he fails to stop the bull and also gets himself killed.
All right, nice little blunder. That's what Ivy needed. They needed it to see an opportunity to get back into it. And MC, you know, grabbing the next wave. Okay, this is really good for Ivy, honestly. This is now a Jug that isn't getting pressured, but instead just having to, you know, sit in front of his tower and hit some creep. So, okay. I honestly didn't expect that to occur. I thought when I saw those creeps coming in, I was like, all right, perfect. This is going to be a nice little happy off lane. I've been in that position so many times where they just contest the pool, but alas, GM tries to step back up again, but he can't do anything here.
Yep.
The CS is so disgusting. Oh my god. Look at the cores on Nigma actually. They're soon doubling everyone on Ivy.
Ruh-roh. Yeah. All right. Let's take a look to the south. Mixer's he's all right. He's having an okay time down here in the bottom lane, within a breath of Yuma at the very least. So let's focus on the positives, but we can't because up in the top lane there's some more fighting going on down here, and Hotka can't quite fight into the Timbersaw, and GH immediately killing off with that healing ward, and that's going to seal his fate. They will be able to bring him down, and actually Vincento might not be safe here either. Mind Control closing the gap. He's got himself a Whirling Diff and a Timber Chain to work with at any point here. He wants to throw it down. Jim is going to throw down the Fortune's End to try and keep himself alive, but it won't be enough, and GH gets a double. Meanwhile, bottom, Kuro, he's got to go into the trees here, but he's got that point in Voodoo Restoration. Is it going to be enough? No, it is not. Mixer sniped it out with the Shockwave. So they do get themselves another return kill here.
Mixer, honestly, he needs to, at this point in the game, he has to decide how he's going to approach this Magnus game. The rest of the lanes aren't going too well for his team. Is it going to be the Vanguard Harpoon and play a more tanky style of Magnus? Is he going to go for the Blink Dagger to maybe assassinate the aggressive positioning some of these heroes might have on Nigma after such a good start? But for me, I'm already thinking you need to align your items perfectly in this game for Ivy. One wrong item, delaying your team by 4 or 5+ minutes, it could be the undoing.
That's going to be something to keep an eye on. Also, in the middle lane, at the very least, Moonlight was able to get a bottle refill, so that's going to make him feel a little bit better in this middle lane. The Oracle is also going to help him be able to secure the power rune as well. And finally, for the list of things which have gone pretty decently for this Void Spirit, he managed to place the Observer Ward just out of the Ring of Death of the Sentry Ward. So when you slap it down in the middle lane, there are a few spots you can bring it to as Yuma takes some hits, but we'll be okay down here. But he does keep his Observer Ward alive with a nice placement, so Mikey unable to snipe it out with that sentry. Not bad.
No. As soon as Moonlight hits 6, I feel like he should be calling his team to that mid lane. Mikey, yet to get the armlet. He's, what, how far away is he? 300 gold. So there's going to be a very, very small window. No armlet on Mikey, level 6 on Void Spirit. I know I'm asking for a lot, but it could be an opportunity. Already I see the Oracle rotating into the mid lane.
Otaka.
Taker does the 1v2 duel.
This is a interesting play here from Otaka. Is he going to get the Wisdom Rune? He doesn't even get the Wisdom Rune, and he's going to die for it. That is not ideal. That's not ideal
Don't
at
worry,
all.
the armlet timing still exists. Don't worry. Look, see? Just the courier's coming out. You got your window.
There was like a tiny window crack, and the whole team needs to just head first try and dive through it. She's going to end up in broken glass and an awkward call to the authorities.
Walking over. He's got the wards available. He now sees the armlet picked up, but both supports are mid. This is exactly what Ivy need to do. Will Mikey put himself in a position that he can go down?
Oh, they commit to the fight. The armlet's turned on. Oh, they have the health to survive through it. No, he does not. Ivy, nice rotations. Very nice rotations, actually. The one play they could have made to keep themselves somewhat in this game, and they pull it off pretty flawlessly.
Yeah, beautiful. And they now have like a triangular vision around this mid-tier 1 tower to the north, to the south, in the mid. Like they are going to see every... they're going to see every rotation here. They should now AFK in this mid lane and kill anyone that comes. This is the draft advantage that they have outside of the laning phase disadvantage. This is their window. So I'm happy to see Ivy identifying that and looking to at least get a little bit of something from this game so far.
Yeah, and this is, they're the kind of plays which make you, kind of remember that Ivy need to be respected. They are capable of keeping themselves in the game. They know what they have to do. And the moment you kind of underestimate them, assume that you're just going to kind of get the free stomp, then they're going to catch you off guard. So really nice to see from this team. Let's see what else they can do. Doesn't change the fact that the Juggernaut did awkwardly die going for that Wisdom Rune, which he also didn't get. So, but
Just keeping an eye on Crocus. How many of these wards is he going to de-ward from mid? Like, with so much focus here, sometimes these pos 5s, they buy like 5 sentries and they just go, all right, jungle safe.
Scorched
he bought 1, de-warded 1, so 2 are still available. And Moonlight, we just saw it prior. He had the haste rune, he looked top. A little bit optimistic because he was trying to haste rune into a Vanguard Timbersaw. Kind of felt like a wasted rotation. But now resets, gets the resources. Runs into GH once again. Too far away to find Mikey. So nice smoke block there from GH.
Yeah, so this will be a bit of a lull in the game here as Nigma try to get their items up, find their timings. Anything to do with the Chronosphere this game? Are we expecting to see them, Yuma, getting active with this?
I think he, in the best... 1 second, Mikey...
Oh.
Yeah.
The wards, they just don't stop coming out from the side of Ivy, and just Kuro thinks he's got them all. They catch Mikey out again. This is big. 2 deaths now on the Huskar.
And then Aaron to G.
Oh, God, it's
tickled him. Absolutely tickled him.
Tell you what, if he was any other hero, he'd be caught there, but luckily Pugner just has lightning legs for some reason.
Oh, yeah, 395. Yeah, nice little zoomies this hero has. But going back to the Void question, it's like, this hero, in the best game, he doesn't have to think about Chronosphere because his team's already breaking down the map for him. So then he can just use this Chrono for, okay, let's stop the Oracle or some Void Spirit rotation or whatever. So I'm happy to see that Yuma hasn't like fallen victim to, I have Chrono, I need to TP and make that play. It was a very historic style of playing Void. I remember like Chinese Dota TI8, and this time it's like as soon as you hit Void on 6, you TP mid, you Chrono, and you take tower. Like it was religiously kind of ingrained in that play. But so far for Yuma, it's sit back, don't go Midas, buy Maelstrom, farm up, and if some easy TP arises, go for it, but don't ruin your own game.
Yeah, makes sense. You want to be the rock of this team as well, you don't want to be kind of out in the ocean with them. You want to be on the shoreline. Just ready to engage when necessary. And of course, the other big spell we're looking at here, of course, is on the other side, which is a reverse polarity. Not quite that big kind of... it's a tricky one to get off, especially these days when we're not really seeing many Blink Daggers coming out on Magnus, so... Mixer will also probably be quite greedy here, but when the opportunity arises, it's something where you have to be thinking about, and that's kind of a safeguard which both of these teams have, something which is going to keep the other in check, and that you can't really go for some crazy dive under a tier 1 or tier 2. There is always that whip available to punish you if you do. And things, honestly, pretty even at the moment. Actually, wow, GH just says, yeah, I know you've got a ward up here. I don't really care if you know that I've got a ward up here. Get away from my tower. Mix up, dead. Down in the bottom lane. And that will indeed be the Chronosphere coming out from the Faceless Void.
Is Mikey just going to go Roshan?
Looking like it.
He is. No. Oh, he's teasing us. Like, he walked in for a second. Stop teasing us.
Mikey.
Make up your mind. There we go. Oh, there we go. He's just going to farm. It was like we're talking about this like humor and his static nature in this game. And then his mid lane just the Husker walks into a gank, gets the kill, and then walks back away. So there is no way that Ivy can manage their resources to deal with the Timbersaw aggression with the Void farm.
Correct. Look at the heals. Look at the heals. They can't damage through him. GH is just life draining him up. Meanwhile, he's got 3 points in Voodoo Restoration. Not the target you can actually go on here. Moonlight now in some trouble. The save comes in from Vincenzo here as he's going to let him get the TP back to Fountain. Minecraft's trying to dump the damage on him. Will he survive in Fountain? Yes, he will. A full heal, in fact. So he's going to get himself away. Nigma, though, they make a big statement with that one, as it was actually Ivy that engaged upon them, and then Ivy are the ones who end up kind of backing themselves out and giving out the tower.
Just the partnership of these two heroes. If you don't have the stuns to stop the Pugna healing, then it is Pugna healing, Witch Doctor healing himself, plus, oh god, it is way too much. Throw an IO in the mix and it could just break a team. And MC just comes in, steals the Ancient stack.
Yeah, I mean, it's not quite dead yet. Those big creeps are still alive, and he's just going to go down. The Omni Slash's on top of him, and he will fall. GH, meanwhile, got to follow him to the grave, and all of a sudden, Otaka gets himself a double. Meanwhile, RP comes out onto Kuro. Mixer just wants the easy quote-unquote kill here, and it will eventually be that, but still takes quite a lot of resources to bring down that pesky Witch Doctor.
I mean, this is perfect though from Ivy. This is the contestant we needed. If they allowed MC to walk in, take the stacks, disengage, it'd have been way too much. And I think Moonlight was like the hidden MVP in that engagement. He identified the Pugna whilst they were going onto the Timbersaw. He prevents GH from using any of his defensive spells to keep MC alive, and then Kuroki, no way he could get into that fight. So it was just a 1-by-1 kind of runaway awkward retreat, and Ivy, of course, with the heroes they have, can do that chase down. So yeah, great protection of their jungle. And
yeah, I'm loving this from Ivy so far. They have responded so well to this Huskar pick. It's actually ridiculous.
Yeah, they forced Mikey to think about his farm rather than where his next aggressive play can be. Because normally with a Huskar, you don't mind being a little bit cheeky, trying to push the boundaries. Maybe I can farm their jungle. Maybe I can push that extra creep wave. And you can see from the map split that MC is throwing himself into Ivy's territory. So then Huskar and Void can just greed up the entire Radiant side by themselves. So I expect Nigma to kind of lose some more heroes in the upcoming 5-10 minutes. And Ivy need to identify that it's kind of a bait. Killing off this Witch Doctor, killing off this Pugna, it might feel good in the moment, but the inevitability of two big punchy cores having complete free farm is still occurring. So I would like to see Ivy try and make a big team play at some point, but
yeah,
it does...
Move down the bottom, but the arrow actually catches out Yuma here. I mean, they're trying to look for him. They didn't have the RP, though, so the likelihood of killing Yuma did seem a little bit limited, but forcing out the Chrono, putting that spell on cooldown for a while, definitely not a loss here for Ivy.
That's really good. Potentially, if they were able to hit the CC a little bit, they could have done it. And
meanwhile, in the pit,
I don't mind the attempt of the threat.
Yes, there's a fight and a Roshan going down at the moment. There is an Omni Slash coming through onto Mind Control once again. He's healed up by GH, and that's actually going to keep him alive. Moonlight's the one who goes down instead. Otaka looking for the plays here, but he won't be able to get on top of GH, especially with the Decrepify coming out. So both back out from one another. Meanwhile, in the pit, Mikey's taken down Roshan and claimed that Aegis for himself. The fight continues, though, as Jim Vincenzo is forced to use that ultimate upon himself, as Rue doesn't quite drop there to that Maledict. Mind Control just actually getting caught out there. The RP is available, going to land it onto the turret. Monster's coming in, trying to deal the damage, and well, they'll Decrepify out the Magnus, but it doesn't stop Otaka from just going crazy here. But Mind Control does catch the kill onto Rue, who steps a little too close for comfort. Yuma's here as well. He's got that time dilation to slow him down, and Mind Control picking up yet another. You need to respect the Timbersaw as he's going in for more here, and Otaka, he does not have any friends left. Well, the one guy here is not going to be able to do anything about it as the Juggernaut falls as well on the backlines. Moonlight's able to jump in and grab himself a cheeky little pickup here onto GH. Mind control. He's still looking. He still wants to kill off this Oracle. Meanwhile, Yuma is just kind of trading with Moonlight right here. Mind control jumps in through once again, but Yuma's on top of him. If he finds the bashes, he'll likely get the kill. Mind control gets another, and it's a rampage. Going the way of the Timber Saw. Are you kidding? And goodbye, he TP's out.
Oh, the smiles on his face. It just, remember when MC stood in at the major and just the pure joy it was? Like, I'm just so, like, when he's happy, I'm happy. I'm pretty sure everyone's happy with his smile. It's so infectious, and his play as well. Just in the face of Ivy, just respecting his opponent to be able to bait them into engagements, but then to be able to turn it around. And of course, because of the support, because of the healing from the Doctor and the Pugner, it is giving MC this kind of platform to showcase his skills on this hero. Octarine Sand, Janet Cloak, incredibly tanky. Aegis on the Huskar, 9k gold on the Void. It's gonna be, yeah, I don't know what Ivy can do right now. It's skip the waves, dodge. Don't even try and fight them at this point. Wait until you have one damage item on the Jug, maybe the Blink Dagger available on the Magnus, and that could be your opportunity.
Man, I mean, 3 minutes ago, Robson, they were 76% win rate going the way of Ivy.
They arrowed him.
So it's gonna get them the kill. That is an Aegis gone, but a tower falls as well, and Rue might rue the day he messed with Yuma, as Yuma's just gonna stay on top of him and be able to claim that kill. All right.
The line has been drawn by Mikey. He's like, do not hit this tier 3.
Nope. Okay, well, in goes Mind Control. He's in deep. The RP gets cancelled. They drop the Chrono under the tier 4s. Nigma, this is not a little bit too deep, but Moonlight is dead. And oh no, the RP whiffs. Oh, it's gone to their heads. Ivy, is it starting to crumble? I think it might be Odka trying to get himself away, and we'll actually be able to do that. Yuma taking a lot of damage from the towers here, but the support duo is here to just heal him up like a reverse Capri Sun. GH just spits all over him.
So he has the harpoon. Can he get Yuma? Unfortunately not. Again, they're always looking for that silver lining. They're looking for that little something, and this could be it.
Yeah, Mixer. Yeah, they're going to be able to land the arrow. Once again onto Mikey. If they can find yet another kill onto Mikey here, then again, it would be a pretty big win. The spin will be forced out, but it looks like the Magnet's just going to die out to the Burning Spears plus the Maledict. Mikey just trying to fight up into this one. Zento's getting very low. Mind Control's back. The cleanup crew is here once again, but what can he do? That healing ward bouncing around, doing the work to keep them alive. Mixer on the harpoon onto the Ancient Creep to get himself away. That was cute, but is it cute enough? Mind Control's still on the hunt here, and this Timber Saw does not want to be stopped. Rue bouncing across. That was the final leap. Now on cooldown for 44 seconds, but it does look like this time Ivy are going to be able to make them escape.
Yeah, you could argue a little bit of miscommunication, with Nigma there. The fact that they were going for the mid-siege, someone was saying maybe go to bottom, and then you have this like awkward fight where like Yuma TP's out. So again, Ivy, they are able to capitalize on the small windows that Nigma show kind of maybe a relaxed nature in the game, but still it's reset, go again. Every time I look, I'm just seeing some big items getting picked up. Like Sanj Kaya, Yuma's just got some casual Mjolnir, no real pressure on him, Yasha as well. Like normally at this point in games, you see like Mask of Madness, maybe like small, like a Maelstrom, you know, maybe there's some Midas into something else. Like the fact that I'm seeing the Mjolnir plus a Yasha, anyone he chronos should be dying. The tanking Magnus, not so tanky anymore because of the Mjolnir procs. Oracle, I mean, he's gonna disappear in like 3 hits. So, but Ivy, they are showing their ability to hold back the big spells to then go for the fight. Sure, Magnus did whiff the RP at the high ground tier 3, but you can give him that due to the chaotic nature of that fight there.
4, 3.
What's this? Oh, the next chrono.
1. He's not going to jump in and use it, right, you know. Threatening, though.
As instantly as it comes off cooldown, he's like, yeah, I'm going to go again. See you, boys.
Yeah, I was ready for it. He was jumping on the Mag, but no. Mag didn't want to fight back. And they'll take themselves that Tormentor as well and just grab a shard for, oh goody, Mirana. A little leap farts.
One of the difficulties that Ivy is now facing is they don't have like that hero to push out the wave, right? Like Voice Spirit can kind of do it, Mag can do it if he's kind of within the creep wave, but you don't want to put your Jug in some spin position where he's just feeding. So I would argue that maybe in hindsight against this type of lineup from Nigma, Ivy would have loved to have one component of this creep wave's dead, we now have another 30-second window of breathing. And don't forget, like, attacker here, now that he finally gets out on the map, if at any point he's under a ward, one chrono into a rotation, he can die as well. So the comeback potential in Ivy's lineup, it really is just about finding your way through the enemy's vision, hoping they don't try and seek you and give you some time. And yeah, Jug, he's been farming well. Like, he's been able to hold top 3. Like, the win probability, it isn't some 90% win probability, game's completely over, but you just have to respect the void that I mentioned, and Yuma is on the hunt right now.
Oh, he's just going to Omni him. He's just going to go straight for it here, and Yuma doesn't have a counterplay. Time walked in, tried to find the chrono, realized he was going to get Omni Slash. Was like, guess I die.
Even you should have seen
Guess
that.
I die. That was wild.
This is when you know the game's rough, because the pos 5, he places wards and he tips when enemy feeds you. That's like your 2 things to contribute to this type of game. Yeah, Yuma getting a bit. What is the correct word in this situation? Because it's not cockiness. He is trying to like seek out the split push, the rats, push them back to their base, but maybe excitement of dealing with, I don't know what the correct word would be, but it's not cockiness, because that's
over aggression maybe would be that. I don't know.
Yeah,
like it's just like complete lack of caution, you know. Just time walking in there was a crazy move.
Because that's the play where, like, if he hits the chrono, it's like, oh my god, he found the Juggernaut by himself, split pushing, kills him. Let's go run down the lane again, right? And so I respect doing it, but again, I'll find the word. I'm sure chat's probably said like 17 different words by now, and we're like,
you go get a dictionary. I'll carry this guy. It's all good.
Okay, off you go, boss.
Come out with like, oh yes, it's disestablishmentary. Oh yeah, thanks, bro. That's wild. Yeah. All right. Well,
that'd be iconic, right? If Yuma died bottom and then in spite just solo chronoed Mirana. Like, they're the 2 plays he contributed in the mid game, just feeding and chronoing Mirana.
Yeah. And I'm kind of curious, like, if we do kind of plateau like this for a while, where, you know, Nigma kind of have the core of the map, but Ivy is still able to kind of poke out around the sides and get a few kills here and there, you know, how do you see this game going?
I think Ivy, if they can get this game to like 40 minutes plus, it will stabilize for them, because Nigma doesn't have a traditional clean way of taking the high ground. Sure, there's a Pugner, but it's not the most effective form. You don't want to keep your team AFK there whilst he's solo doing it. So Magnus should be able to thrive, but I take it on the retreat once again. Does have the Manta if he wants to try and bait out some spells.
Oh, Yuma's so hungry for it. Give me revenge. I want revenge. Oh, he wants to kill without the chrono. He wants to really send the message this time, but... Oh, well, there isn't a crap. I mean, he's wasted Omni Slash, and now he's going to die for it regardless at the very least. And actually, Moonlight just kind of jumps in as well. Said, yes, that swimming pool looks lovely, but it was full of leeches.
Yeah, the unfortunate nature of Juggernaut in this game, right? You're going to get chronoed. There's going to be decreps. For Jug to feel happy in this game, he needs like Nullifier plus Skadi, most likely, to then be able to be tanky enough in the chrono to then turn around and remove the decrep to then take the fight. But I'm talking about so many items for him. He's now 2nd in net worth, even though he just died. Like, the game's awkward, but you're mentioning Ivy's comeback potential. It really does boil down to the high ground siege. How effective can Magnus be? And Numa, he was a little bit greedy here. You can see he did have chrono available the entire time. Maybe he was just trying to get Kuroki killed for the fun of it, but luckily GH there to help his long-term captain out of the way. And yeah, Moonlight just walks in, gets stunned up, and just disappears as well. So that's a 2-for-1 trade. But yeah, Ivy, I can see, like, I'm skeptical, but I can see the moment. Oh my god, the harpoon, the skewer back, the voids under the tower, the ominous, you know, like, I can see all these things occurring. And then suddenly, once they all have 3 or 4 items on Ivy's cores.
By the way, T, there is a Roshan going on right now. I'm not sure if you realize that. I'm not sure if Nigma realized either, but
I'll be honest, I didn't. Yeah.
Sneaky.
Cool.
Quick respawn as well.
Ivy's doing it. It's a good thing, right? Chrono used, make the play. So yeah, good stuff from Ivy.
Yeah. All right. And so yeah, I mean, you talked about Ot's going to need to like kind of be out on the map and getting stuff done, and well, now he's got an Aegis to do that. So it's definitely going to be one of those Aegises where he's just kind of using it to farm aggressively and be annoying. Of course, there's always that caveat where if they're able to kill him before Aegis without using Chrono, then they'll just be able to Chrono him on a second life. But, you know, still a great tool for him to have.
Yeah. And looking at Mikey now, he's gone for quite an unconventional build on this Huskar. Normally we see the Agnums from the mid lane to provide a little bit more control, but here he's gone for a Blink Dagger, some Mage Slayer. Like, he's trying to be tanky, maybe not allow Mixer to have that simple sit back and hit the RPs. He's going to try and jump on top of him, use that Inner Fire AoE to maybe clip him with a bit of damage to prevent the Blink. So a very mobile looking Huskar.
Yeah, he's become kind of a bit more of a, I don't know if utility is the right word. Not even utility, just kind of, yeah, a slightly different take on the game. And Mike Control's even bought himself the Agnum Scepter and Octarine Core as well, so he just wants to be a tanky boy in the front lines. Is this a normal build on Timbersaw, or is this the I Got a Rampage build on Timbersaw?
Nah, this is pretty much a normal build on Timbersaw. These off lanes with the ability to buy Vanguard, disassemble into Octarine, make a really good excuse on, don't worry guys, I'll go to Octarine first, then I'll buy my items after. So yeah, he did go for Octarine. He went for Sanj and Kaya. Super tanky, super annoying. Yeah, very good build from him.
Yep.
I think the only change-ups that you see is sometimes Amar goes for like the Hex potentially. Doesn't always go for the Ags. He has a little bit more variation, but in this type of game, Nigma can just kind of walk into their opponent and try and soak up as much as possible. For Ivy, if they miss that RP, if they miss that Omni Slash, they can, you know, kiss that fight goodbye. They need to be so disciplined with how they use their spells, and, you know, credit where credit's due. They've done pretty well with that. And yeah, I mentioned the Taker needed a Nullifier and a Skadi. He just completed the Nullifier. Skadi's in his quick buy. Ooh. They have a window to go. They have the Aegis. They might not have the vision, but they're gonna give it a go.
Yeah, they're going in. This was a great little move here from Rue, actually, who set all of this up. We'll get to that later as the RP comes down onto 2, and this is just freebies here for the side of Ivy. They TP out on their Huskar, and all of a sudden just leave themselves completely open to the backstab from Ivy. But yeah, that all came from Rue, sneaking around the back and being able to get off the Observer and Sentry on the high ground, somehow surviving through that. And then they were just able to catch the Huskar TPing away, and then bish, bash, bosh. 3 heroes dead.
I mean, Nigma, they dewarded the ward quite quickly, but again, it's, I think, the disjointed nature right now on Nigma. You've got Huskar, who's like rapidly playing on the map. He has TP, he's got the weight, he's making moves, he's blinking around. He's very macro focused right now. And same thing with Yuma. He's always about thinking, okay, how am I efficient? Let me hit these side lane creeps, let me go to the jungle, let me farm up. And I'm yet to see the glue where Huskar Void sync up with the aggressive nature of the other 3 players to capitalize on their early game lead. And because of that, Ivy have been given this window to empower the Jug and farm, to empower the Void Spirit, sorry, and farm. Yeah, Ivy, they haven't really been shut down too much after his Timbersaw plus supports did an absolute shift, and maybe this is the start of it. They hit a Chrono.
Yep. They certainly do, but
not in it, so.
Yeah, Vincento's here to save the day. He manages to heal up Moonlight, and well, Mixer, he's just standing his ground against Yuma at the moment, but in comes Mikey with that ultimate to get on top of the Magnus. They're going to be able to take him down here, but how much damage can he do? Well, not enough to get a kill as the Oracle goes down as well. Moonlight, he is on the run. Arrow does connect onto Yuma. Moonlight, though, not tempted to try and go for that kill, especially with the support behind him. Nice little dodge there on that ultimate from the Huskar. Life break and nothing today as Moonlight goes to the trees, TP's away, and nobody's there in time to cancel it, so they do make it out. Meanwhile, Juggernaut still just kind of playing out on the map with his Aegis. Not really too worried about getting involved in this fight.
I mean, for Nigma, they finally got all 5 members into the same fight, right? Like, you start with the Chrono, but the rest of the numbers appear, and for Ivy, they just weren't in position. They didn't have Omni Slash available, they didn't have RP available, so I can see why Ivy was maybe a little bit reserved to be in that engagement. If you are Nigma here, you take this freebie, you take the fact that they did get a little bit too excited after one team fight. These up-and-coming teams, rather than stabilizing themselves, can, you know, get into it. Just like Mikey here, just getting into the middle of their base.
Yeah, he might be in a little bit too deep there. You could say that, and you would be correct, as he's going to pay the price. Ivy, they can now mount a defense on their base, and we've been getting a little bit of a all chat line there from Mr. Vincento. GH going for the TP out, no Remnant available for another 5 seconds. Nice little read there from GH.
Don't really know what to say about Mikey's Huskar. I've seen him on better heroes. Let's say that. He's been very annoying because again with his like lane shoving, but yeah, he's just excited to give it a go. And now Ivy, they are smoked up, still down by 3k gold, pretty much been down net worth most of this game, but of all the spells available under the cover of smoke, if they can RP a single hero, he is going to be going down. The Taker does do plenty of damage. Solar Crest, Empower, Nullifier, all the tools needed to kill off any of these big cores.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely gone to the point in the game where Ivy can take kills with relative ease as well. You know, like these heals and stuff, yeah, they're great in the early game, but at this point, it's not going to be enough to keep someone alive if Ivy are on top of you. So the effectiveness of this Witch Doctor and this Pugner kind of shrinking off a little bit now.
Okay, I mean, so Mikey's had quite a short competitive career, of course, right? He rose to fame.
What are you implying?
No, I'm looking at his stats for Husker, all right?
Yeah.
Because, like, it's his top 10 hero, right? It's in his top 10, Husker, 8 games, so it's not a lot. So quite a lot of pro players nowadays, it's like 50, 60, you know, in the hundreds. Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be maybe his, like, a little bit smaller sample size, but, you know, he's got a very good win rate on the hero. Does like to play Blink Dagger on it. He went, oh, Blink Aetherens against TSM. He went 314. Ooh.
314.
All right, moving on from that one.
Okay,
I don't want to watch that replay.
Yeah. That is wild.
He's going to be annoying, right? He's got the bots too now. I think if he can just shift his playstyle from being the one up front to the one maybe TPing in on top of the Timbersaw, then blinking around and then making his plays from there, there's no way an Oracle or Morana are going to have to position in this fight. And if he can tank up an Omnislash, then suddenly like Yuma or Timbersaw, they can thrive. So I don't mind Mikey's playstyle, because if you look at the grand scheme of the game, other people need to step up and utilize the space he is making, but it can potentially just throw away the game when he hasn't gone for the Ags or the team hasn't played around it correctly.
Yeah.
Just a good, just nice little meme game, let's be honest.
It's turning into it. I'm excited to see the next fight. You know, we yet to see any of those, like, we've had a couple of 5-on-5s, but like none where we've had like RPs and Chrono Spears and everything else being thrown at each other. And even going for a refresher of now Numa, realizing how important what is my team fight. I am my team fight. You know, it's time for a refresher.
Yeah. You know, Mikey's also saying that he's going for an AC, so rather than going for the Ags, he's like, okay, so if I'm just near my Void, he hits 2 Chronos, game should be pretty good, right? And for Ivy, the last time that they crossed the river, they looked to be a little bit of the aggressors. They did lose quite a few numbers, so they need to be respectful. DD has spawned in the bot lane. BKB available on this Magnus. Nullifier on the Void Spirit as well. Like, they are very much ready to take that 5-on-5 that we were mentioning.
Yeah.
Moonlight Shadow. Well, actually, Moonlight takes the DD as well, the Void Spirit. I thought maybe you might throw it onto your Juggernaut to give him a bit of a punch, but no.
Oh, quick blink away. The weakness of Harpoon, of course. But yeah, both teams will be looking to take this next engagement. And there's Roshan coming up soon as he does jump forward onto Mikey here. The heals immediately coming out from GH. So the Void Spirit just backs himself away. Meanwhile, Vincenzo's having some problems here on the back lines and no one's going to come out to save him. The RP does come down onto 2 with the Omnislash on top of it as well. It's a lot of damage. Takes down Numa straight off the bat. No buyback either. But they haven't gotten the control onto Mind Control, so he's going to be able to back himself away. Mixer and Otka still in the runnings here, but with no RP, will they be able to take the fight? But of course, no Chronosphere on the side of Nigma. They don't have their faces anymore.
And the start of that fight, Ivy just weren't really in position. It was very spread, but the speed in which they could then react to the engagement, the Jug and the Magnus saving that fight, getting the big kill on Numa, and they just need to go for more.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking for when the Juggernaut was going to enter the fight, but he was already there. They do get Rue on the backlines, but in comes Mixer and Otka trying to take this fight, but it looks like a 2-on-4 at the moment. Where is the rest of Ivy? Here they come. Moonlight gets involved into the mix, trying to take down GH with that Nullifier, but the ultimate just comes out from Kuro. Now, rolling the Voodoo Switcheroo upon himself. Otka actually has to back himself away. Moonlight has dealt with GH at the very least, so they can take that one home. Meanwhile, Vincenzo forced to pop all his spells upon himself here, including that Ray, and the buyback comes out expecting GH to get back into this fight. It doesn't look like this is going to be the end for the Oracle, at the very least for the side of Ivy. Comes out the other side of that ultimate unscathed, but gets immediately cut down afterwards. Now, whose Roshan is it going to be with 2 heroes down on the side of Ivy and a respawning Faceless Void? Might be Nigma's.
It should be Nigma's. When you think about the resources, every fight is Chrono versus RP and Omni Slash, and if either team uses it, the next objective should be the one that has instead available. Nigma, Chrono is up. He died at the very start of the fight. Nigma was able to kind of drag it out long enough that they could then just walk their way back into it. Nigma, not the cleanest game from them. I think luckily because of the lead that they accrued early, they are kind of surviving the whimsical nature of this mid to late game now, but Yuma with the Aegis, we should be seeing an effective Chrono finally come in.
Love a bit of
He's even
whimsy.
going for the Aeon disc, actually. He got the free refresher from the Roshan, so he's like, all right, boys, I'm gonna buy an Aeon disc on my Faceless Void. I'm gonna hit a Chrono once. Trust, this RP is gonna do nothing now.
This is interesting, yeah. So I've got the refresher, therefore, if I have an Aeon disc, then the whole tic-tac-toe situation kind of... I don't even know anymore. I don't know what...
The heat's getting to
I
go
get
right.
RP, but then I can Chrono, but then he...
It's not that complicated, no, what's the problem?
Yeah.
Oh, Huskard's
Problem is
dead.
that Mikey's dead, yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of unexpected, but also kind of not considering this game so far.
Yeah, so Ivy identified really beautifully that if they're going Roshan, they should skip the waves and force it in the face of Nigma. So after Aegis, it's not as if they have a creep wave to then bash on the tier 3. So yeah, I like the fact that Ivy didn't try and contest and they took a tier 3 themselves. They actually...
Yeah, they're threatening this and then some. Moonlight has taken a lot of damage here and is affected by that Maledict, so he's going to go for the TP out. Mind control, no Hex available, even though he's got that Octarine Core, so that is going to mean Moonlight survives through this one. But yeah, Mixer and Moonlight really just kind of holding hands. I've got to be honest, Mixer's just had a lot of friends this game. I'm very jealous. He's been playing with the Juggernaut, getting kills, playing with the Void Spirit, getting kills with him, always finding that +1 core.
I think Nigma might now just have damage issues potentially with their inside the Chrono.
Oh, Rue.
Rue should be dying here.
Yeah.
Like, I'm picturing it now, like the Juggernaut, he just picked up the Aghanims. He's got the level 20 talent with the 50% Blade Dance lifesteal. So now he's going to be lifestealing a lot within the Omni Slash and the Swift Slashes. Void's going for a potential Aeon disc just to get off one single Chrono. Mikey, of course, has kind of fallen victim to being a...
Dead?
Something in... Yeah, dead. He's now changed his item for like the 4th time this game. He just bought the Ags with no buyback. Like, Nigma right now is saying, we need to win a fight. We need to use this Aegis, otherwise this game gets really hard. Mikey's buying out, has bots too, he's going to TP in. This could be the
no,
undoing
he's going
of
to go for
Nigma.
the fight onto the Void Spirit, actually.
Oh,
Yep,
okay, but he has no TP for 25 seconds, but still Nigma
correct.
doing quite a lot on the map. Taking
Mixer,
top,
though.
fighting bot.
Mixer's taking the range barracks. He's going for the melee, so this is actually a trade at the moment. They'll jump forwards onto the Oracle here, just try and force them back, but they realize that they're trading barracks at the moment. Mikey is in, trying to be the one-man defense crew off this barracks. And actually, Mixer, he's got
He
no
has
TP.
He got it cancelled.
Oh no, Mixer. He's actually just dead here. Mikey's going to be able to run him down. Beautifully done. Does have the buyback on the Magnus if they want to make the base defense happen here. Unfortunately, there is a big old dong which happens when you buyback, which is going to be the bell to get them out. Chronosphere coming down here from Yuma.
Big 2-man Chrono. Own team.
Yeah, technically correct.
Thank you.
Yeah, Otsko just comes running in to get himself hexed up. Of course, they are 5-man strong now in Ivy, but there is that Aegis still available on Yuma. So he's
And
happy to just
refresher.
kind
He
of
has a
fight.
second Chrono.
Yeah. Did I hear an Omni Slash? I did hear an Omni Slash. Okay.
So many throws just being thrown out in this engagement.
Yeah.
RP is still available. No Omni Slash though. Numa has a second Chrono, so advantage to Nigma.
Yep, Swift Flash comes out. Yuma, does he want to pop the refresher and go for the second Chrono here? No, he does not, especially with the Oracle behind him, healing up Odko at the moment. But Yuma, he's focused on the barracks. He wants the objectives. Meanwhile, over on the sidelines, the Void Spirit's taking some heavy hits here from that Huskar. Has to back away. The melee barracks is still alive, but not for much longer. One more tap will bring it down as GH is able to grab that one, and now they're onto the final lane of barracks here. Arrow connects onto the Timbersaw, not really the target they want. He is well tanky enough to live through this one. 50 seconds on the Aegis. Nigma, they want to claim the barracks before this runs out. Look at Yuma just taunting on the front lines here, and will actually taunt a little bit too hard. The Swift Flash brings him down. He's coming back for round 2. RP, he changed it perfectly. The timing could not be better, but the refresher comes out from Yuma. Now the Chrono onto the both of them. Mix is going to get brought down. Odkar's in the middle of it as well. Yuma, he's going to go down, though. He will actually die in this. Odkar backing away. He knows there's more heroes behind Nigma, but with 2 of them dead, they can't really fight up. Moonlight, he's got to be cautious on the front lines here. Doesn't have much health, but does have a ton of damage and a ton of spells to work with. Nigma holding the line with their 3 heroes at the moment. The fact is, they took 2 lanes of barracks, so whilst, yeah, a little bit messy on the retreat here, they do lose Yuma, but ultimately a big win for them.
Yeah, just split decisions from Ivy, the miscommunication. It's this play out on the map whilst they're barreling down one lane, skip the waves, but then suddenly your Magnus gets his blink TP cancelled because of a Lincoln's pop on the halberd into the Ags. It has to buy back. By that point, your base is already kind of half gone. Yuma potentially could have just hit that 3rd Rex, maybe taken the range one and got a little bit more, but still taking 2 Rex from that position, it's all on Ivy. They just misplayed their hand a little bit, and we saw the volatility of this game. If you don't utilize Omnislash perfectly with the Magnus, you aren't going to see that damage come into full effect.
Oh, there's a Juggernaut down here in the bottom lane, trying to drop the Omnislash here onto Mikey. Will be able to do exactly that. Now looks across over towards MC as well. Oh my god, they could actually just tear him apart with that Nullify. My goody goodness.
All right, now run it down lanes, boys. You need to force these 2 buybacks. It is so critical, but you need to respect, because both of these heroes have ways to instantly get into the fight and control you up. Bots 2 on the Huskar, bots 1 on the Timbersaw. Aghanims on Huskar, Hex on Timber. Like, these heroes, their buyback value is so important. It's so easy for them to just cause disruption. So even if Ivy walk down the lane, they themselves don't have the spell, so they need to... You want to force it, but you also don't want to just suddenly die and then not have buyback yourself. What is the buyback game saying right now for Ivy? This is so critical at this point. They've got it available for Juggernaut.
Yeah, they've got it for Juggernaut in there. Yeah, you can stop there. No one else really saying at the moment.
I was scanning up and down like, oh yeah, it's only Jug that has buyback.
Yuma, meanwhile,
why he's the only one up.
He's going to be a little awkward here on the Tormentor, but yep. Okay. Yep. Just a little. There we go. Okay. Job's done. Job's done.
I'm down for the point where a carry dies to Tormentor, no buyback, loses game. Like, I want to see that on my timeline at some point in this patch.
I'm here for it.
It could have happened there. If Yuma died,
it was close. It was very close.
Probably is GG.
He was a couple of gold off buyback at the time, though, so he did technically have it. So. But Ivy are taking the base. They've taken 2 lanes of barracks. You wanted the buybacks, but Nigma aren't willing to give them. They have the cooldowns coming on their deaths in about 7 seconds, but are they just giving us megas? What? What a call from Nigma to not buy back here. I mean, are they just all inning for this the moment their heroes are back then?
I mean, I better see this from Nigma. There's no way in the world you give up mega creeps to then not want to instantly fight before the creeps start spawning and running down your lanes. Baffling stuff.
I
think both teams just making a couple little blunders here. Of course, Ivy themselves giving away 2.5 racks or 2 lanes of racks, and then Nigma themselves giving away mega creeps without the need to buy back.
I am guffawed, T-Governor. I'm positively guffawed, but let's see what they do with this. I mean, you know, this was a play. This was a mastermind going to work here and saying, we need to buy that. We'll just win the game the moment you back up. We'll come for those final barracks, but you need to have the creep waves pushed in. This middle wave is what it's all about. Does anybody from Ivy just go and sacrifice himself for this wave? That is a question. Pink lines have been drawn. Oracle says, guys, someone do something about this? The back door.
They're just gonna get megas themselves.
Yeah.
Megas on megas gameplay potentially.
Yuma doesn't want it to happen though. I mean, he's backing himself out as Mikey. He's just going to tank the entire duration of an Omnislash and a Swift Flash and give his life. The barrack, it's still alive. The 1 barrack dream here. It's got the Hex out onto Yuma around the uppie and the back lines. His face is void. He might be going down here. Does have the buyback available, of course, but still a big defense being mounted here from the side of Ivy. This was the point where Nigma was supposed to win the lane. In fact, they're buying back into this one as they've been able to take down Moonlight. Moonlight has a buyback available as well, though, so we'll be able to come back into it. Nigma, can they take this final lane of barracks? That is a question. Well, not without creeps, you won't. The waves have pushed out the megas. They've done their business. Oh my
But more
god, and
importantly-
now there's no mind control. They jump back in, they kill off Kuro. Kuro has the buyback. Yuma on the front lines, gets the chrono off, manages to catch out the Oracle. He's got a buy in his pocket. Oh, finish the job. There we go. Finish your vegetables onto Rue. And now Yuma's going to be able to take down the other support. So heroes are dead. Mirana, no buyback from her. Hers is still on cooldown from earlier on. And Odegaard actually just trying to get out of the map right now. I'm not too sure what for. Meanwhile, inside the base, Kuro's mounting the one-man defense and kind of struggling against these megas here. At least he's got that heal coming out, but what a game.
I feel like if we really want to dive deep into this one, Lotus Orb could have been the key item for Nigma. If they had 2 Lotus Orbs, one on for the, not on the Huskar, but to give to the Huskar and to give to the Void, this Omni Slash would have instantly been removed from the game. Super high value, but only 1 in play from Kuroki. He can't do it at all. And Ataker's doing a great job at skipping these waves. They finally are going to have a wave inside the bot. They need to get Mega Creeps themselves. Void Spirit plus Oracle have buybacks.
They're going to get it by the looks of it. Let's see.
Are they going to buy back? But
they are, but they get it. Mikey, he gets the Megas, and all of a sudden, if everyone has Mega Creeps, nobody has Mega Creeps. They're trying to get Mind Control back into the base right now. The Hex is out. Okay, you don't need him in the fountain. We'll kill him on the steps regardless, but I mean, well, what happens now? Everyone has Mega Creeps? No one has Mega Creeps? I mean, it's just... What?
It's now wait for the buybacks. Wait for them to respawn.
Does Roshan matter anymore? I mean, he's up if anyone fancies heading over there.
I mean, it does help. Both of these, I mean, we've seen the team fights at this point, right? It's really kill them in the moment, and that's about it. We're not seeing these perfectly crafted, dragged out team fights. We're not seeing this look for that secondary engagement. It really is in the heat of the moment. And if anything, if you're a Nigma fan, you need Yuma to step up and hit a chrono. It's been like 27 minutes since we've hit one. All those down peaks are kind of just like missed opportunities from Nigma to utilize their heroes perfectly, whilst Ivy have seen every mistake and capitalized time and time again.
Yeah,
Timbersaw does have buyback.
They're going for it once again here. They really are. 15 seconds on that chronosphere, but does not have a refresher orb. Meanwhile, Mixer does.
Mikey's doing Roshan. Meanwhile, though, whilst Ivy's trying to force the objective in the game, look at little old Mikey. He's going to get himself a Aegis cheese and refresher.
Yum, yum, yum. That refresher, really actually the most important part of this Roche, I would say, because you hand that over to your Faceless Void and all of a sudden it's no longer the position where you have 2 RPs and 1 chrono. Yeah. Hey. Moonlight just running up onto the high ground here. Hey guys, how's it going? Well, the answer is your Hex. So now you're chronoed. It does come down here, but the Omnislash is coming up through the RP on the sidelines as well. Catches out Kuro and brings down the first life off the Huskar. They have another RP available. Is he going to get it off though? Actually backing himself away as Mind Control runs down the Oracle on the backlines. Yuma refreshes, but he gets RP'd. He's not going to get it off in time. In fact, he's dead without buyback. Oh no, Nigma, it's all going wrong. But that said, they're actually looking for the turnaround here. They do kill off the Void Spirit as Mikey, he's going to get cut down. Otaka, they are going to be the key to this fight. The Juggernaut's still alive. Rue jumping away from Mind Control at the moment. So many heroes dead. 2 on 2 at the moment. It's Otaka and Rue versus GH and Mind Control, and neither of them are going to lead the engagement. In fact, Otaka's calling. He says neither of these two could actually fight me. If we just run it down, there is nothing they can do about that. Mind Control mounting the defense right now. It's the Timber versus the Jug as they meet each other on the high ground. Support's coming in as well. Hexes are out.
Boy,
there comes the Swift Slash and blinks past him. He wants the base. Otaka, he's eyes on the prize right now, but in comes that Discrepify, but out comes a spin from Otaka. It all coming down to the vital things at the moment. Otaka, does he want the base or does he want the heroes? He wants the base. There is that Aghanims coming out from the... It's not enough. It's not nearly enough. They've got the Nullifier just to strip it straight off him. Hex out onto the Pugner as well, but it's looking like it's over for Nigma right now. It's Otaka. He goes for the Ancient. He knew what he wanted from the beginning, and he's gonna get it. GG comes, and it's Ivy who get the victory.